Alright, hello and welcome back to Mordheim, where we'll be looking at more Battle of Behemoths teams. This time it's Lord Ramon's Witch Hunters. Team I think I even have the video still up on my channel. I was going to play these guys in the first iteration that just kind of fell apart, I think because of summer holidays and stuff, so. I don't believe I'm playing them now. As I said just previously, it looks like Skaven, maybe Sisters, but because we have two players this time. In the original, no one was playing them. But the mod, they're thought of as very strong. So we have two of them, and they're a fun warband. And I'm glad everyone's having fun with Bob. And it's all about good marketing. So we have the Order of St. Bob, the Battle of Behemoth. Here they are. Without further ado, coming all the way from England is Matthew Hopkins P. Maybe he'll drop those. I don't know. Maybe he'll just dress them in different colors because there's P and D. I don't know. That's priests and defensive. I don't know. I don't know what they stand for, but we'll see. It is hard to keep new units straight. I don't know what half my units do, right? You got to learn them. But he's coming in with the leader. Pretty typical again with Witch Hunters. We talked about this with the Eshin Sorcerer. So we don't see, unfortunately, a Witch Hunter Captain, but we do have the priest typically given the leadership role in the Witch Hunter Warband. Though the Witch Hunter Captain is definitely much better than the Assassin Adept, I would say. But again, here is the priest. Obviously, he's going to have Born Leader. Mastery Exhaustion. The priests are very strong. They can kind of get to this 15-15 combo, I believe, which is essential for Mastery Exhaustion, Daredevils, heavy armor proficiency. That's 12. But I mean, they're really good. Like Wolf Priests, they can kind of do a lot of things. I think Matriarch can do that too, because the mod has changed a lot of skills. Like Exhaustion needs 15 toughness now, so he's able to hit and run very well, or buff and run. He's got Mastery Order. That's going to give more hit chance. I feel that's pretty important in this mod now. Before, I feel like he could get away with basic, but the extra range and from 15 to 30 and the extra hit chance is pretty nice. Introspection, that's going to give him back 2 OP. Mastery Insult, again, that's 30% right there. Hit chance. Web of Steel basic. Probably 2 leftover skill points. Pretty typical. Obviously not with this, but usually you have a shield. In case you get locked down, you can switch over to it and enter a Web of Steel. Divine Rage has been changed. It's just stackable. So Jawstrike isn't. So Jawstrike's a thing now. Reduces your spell casting chance. If you swing a couple times, you can cast at a pretty good percent. Now you're still going to have the curse chance, and he'd be unable to use Insult in order, so he'll have to watch for Jawstrike. But that definitely does help him to be able to cast with less punishment. And also, I don't know, I don't want to look too much, but you still have your Rosary, I think it is. You might not have gone through a lot of markets yet, but yeah, that should give spell casting chance for 3 turns as well. So the Warrior Priest unique in that he can kind of overcome some of the Jaw Strike penalty. Again, Born Leader, he's got Battle Tongue to make that cheaper. Knowledge of Mordheim for movement, and Mastery Veteran, probably to unlock some of the things he wanted. I still have probably coronavirus. He starts with Immaculate Flesh. It's going to be nice against Skaven. That was part of the reason I liked Witch Hunters. Removes poison effects, increases resistance, but really removing the poison effects. So when you're playing Witch Hunters, you got to watch out if you're using warp poisons. And we got Armor of Righteousness Mastery. It's been nerfed. It lasts 1 turn longer, but it's been decreased by 10%, which kind of hurts. I don't know. This is a side note, but I feel like that could be 15% still. But it does give this Fear, which is another considered a strong opponent. But now that Serenity's buffed, I think this is almost more harm than good. So we'll see. Lord Ramon's going to have to watch when he faces melee resistance builds like Paranoia's Leader we just saw with a lot of really good Serenity stacking. So it could be almost dangerous with this spell now. Healing Hands, though, is excellent now. It's 400 wounds. My god. Just cast it once per battle. You better cast it. You have a reduced casting chance, so a lot of people are taking... He didn't because he's a leader, but there's an increased casting chance skill. I can't think of it right now. Or you do your Divine Rage first and then try to cast it. Since it's one-time use only, it used to be want to save all the red pills to cast it twice, right? Or maybe even 3 times with Master Adrenaline Rush. But now you can do your Divine Hammer, Rage, and then do that and have a 95% chance. And then deny the Heretic Mastery, reducing offensive points and reduced melee hit chance. So pretty cool. There's the leader. And now we've got two tanks, the Templars. Go hand in hand with the Warrior Priest. Really good tanks to lock down impressives in this tournament. So we've got George here. Mastery Exhaustion. Again, he gets these... I mean, with the Wolf Priest, he's not allowed in this tournament. Wolf Priest, Warrior Priest, and the Templar, they really can unlock a lot of these physicals in their warband. Mastery Exhaustion, Ignore Pain Mastery. That lasts for 3 turns now, and it gives you 10% armor, along with the Armor of Righteousness. You're already at 70%, right? Frenzy Mastery, to give him probably magic resistance. And you're relying on armor anyway, so do you really care about a stance, right? So if you have high armor and magic resistance, armor works against ranged and melee, and that works against magic. So that's kind of how Templars stay alive. Basic Insult to stack with Mastery. Adrenaline Rush to get 5 attacks off, most likely. Of course, Stoic has not changed. It's a perfectly fine skill in the game. And there's that Armor Proficient to give him even more armor and movement. Resilient, because if you do get hit, you don't want to get stunned. Knowledge of Mordheim and Tracker. He will have to watch stun, though. He could obviously put on a helmet, but this guy could be headshot and then start getting crit. So that's how you bypass the armor, right? Or you get Innervation weapons, which can reduce magic resistance as well. So you still got to watch out for some things with Templars, but pretty standard build. He looks like a more offensive one with the Frenzy. See if this guy's the same. Balthazar. He's dressed differently. Aren't they cool units? They're such cool units, too. I like the Witch Hunter. Someone literally just posted on Discord, like, anyone here like Witch Hunters? It's like, how can you not like the Templars and the Executioner? They look really cool. Well done, DLC. Mastery Exhaustion, Ignore Pain, Basic Insult. I believe those are all pretty similar. And he's got Burn the Witch. Really good skill. Now, we were talking about casting chances with Jaw Strike. This you just can't get rid of. And it can last 3 turns and the penalty to 2 OP. I think that's been changed. I think it used to be, it would always be 1, but it would last longer. I don't know. That's like punishing. You're going to Mastery Burn the Witch on someone, they just can't do anything. They're just not going to cast. So that's a really good skill. Mastery Intensity, it's free. And he is in heavy armor, so it helps him if he has to go somewhere. Armor Proficient, of course, again. Resilient, Basic again. Knowledge of Mordheim, Basic again. And this is different Hardy. So he is 475 HP of Meat Slab. He does appear to be more of the tanky one. And this is more of the damage dealer one. So you can see a slight difference, but they're both can be tanky, of course. We'll come back to him. I like to do them last. Okay, he's got 2 leaders. I actually didn't see, but he's got a little leadership icon. So this one might do some things differently, obviously. Otherwise, why have them? Mastery Exhaustion, Mastery Order, Introspection, Mastery Insult, and this one has Sidestep, so that is different. Okay, Parry, Dodge. Gotcha. Alright, now we know. Divine Rage, Born Leader, Mastery, of course, Battle Tongue, Knowledge of Mordheim, and Veteran Mastery. So I believe that's different. Probably to unlock a lot of this dodge that he took. So I can see what he's doing here. In his mind, hey, if I have someone that's using Daredevil, I'll bring this guy, right? Or if I'm facing the Cult or the Rat Ogre and they bypass parry, just swap in the dodge one, right? I think that's where he's going there. I think you can see that. We'll see with the magic. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So, Armor of Righteousness, Healing Hands, Deny the Heretic. Interesting. When I had my warband, again, I think you can see it. I had a hero and a leader one, and I was stacking and trying different magics. Because Shield of Faith is pretty nice. It lasts 3 turns, gives good magic resist. You can get 35%. And Prayer of Absolutions, I feel like, has been buffed only because Armor of Righteousness has been nerfed. I mean, it literally has been buffed. It lasts 3 turns now. But it only gives, he did nerf again the armor, though. But it increases dodge and parry. And then Soulfire is actually pretty good now. It's only 3 red pills. And it's a good AoE damage spell. It used to be 4, but you can stack some pain skills, and it's pretty good. Anyway, I digress. I'm kind of talking about the mod as I talk about the warbands, but again, because the Magic got a lot of focus in the mod, and it's really cool to see. Magic needed the help too. Here we have Pierre de Lancre. He looks like he's a ranged witch hunter. Well, actually, you could go both ways. He's by Weapon Jewel. I think he's got the soul. I was telling Paranoia I really like this one, the soldiers. He felt like it needed an extra help, so it's +3/+3, but it really does make hybrids viable. It's the only one that's +3/+3. The rest are all +2/+2. So just a little side note there. So he's got Mastery Exhaustion, Mastery Trial by Pain, cause the damage when you attack. Mastery Web of Steel, right? So he is truly a hybrid. That's cool to see. Burn the Witch, Intensity. Purge the Heretic is much better now. It stacks. And it's for 3 turns. So he's trying to encourage you to kind of make an accuracy build, which is what you can do with him as melee. Because we've had this problem with Dregs, Youngbloods, Witch Hunters. They're all kind of used ranged because they're thought of as weak melee. So there's been an emphasis on making their melee abilities much stronger. So if you go high accuracy, say take Armor Break Mastery and have low weapon skill, well, if you start missing, your damage will go up. So when you do hit it, it will really hurt. So he's got Resilient Basic, Knowledge of Mordheim to get around, Reload, just basic. So he'll struggle to get his shots off. The idea in his mind probably being, well, if I'm doing Trial by Pain, I only have to shoot 3 times anyway, right? And then Flash Parry. So he'll probably swap weapons and get into that web. I worry about his red pills, though. If he's reloading, swapping weapons, and entering Web of Steel, though he does have Master Exhaustion, so he could probably pull it off. So he like shoots and then turtles up. And he's kind of an off tank in that sense that, say some important units go down, we'll switch him over and throw him on the tank, or on the Impressive, to try to hold him back for a little longer. And let's look at his Impressive. I mean, I love the Butcher Cleaver. How do you not love that? This Executioner. That's the dagger. This is John Ketchup. The text messages. We've got Pyre of Righteousness Mastery. I can only use it once. I think he upped the wounds. Maybe not. I feel like we should up the wounds if it's only usable once. And it lasts 3 turns instead of 2, and it gives increased melee and ranged, which is kind of unique about it. It gives increased ranged hit chance. So you could use it on this guy too if he's kind of close to combat. You could stand in there and have increased ranged hit chance. And that's the Pyre. I mean, I guess worth mentioning is I think everyone knows he kind of has Fire Purge, or 80% chance. I think that's been buffed significantly. That was 25 or 30. So he's going to be lighting the targets on fire all the time. So that really ups his damage output. Wow. Yeah, wow. That's like 12.5 times 0.8, whatever that would be. Basically about 10 damage, extra damage a turn. That's pretty cool. Because he's thought of as a weaker one, because he's not considered large. He's easier to stun and crit. So a lot of people didn't like the Executioner. That definitely helps his viability. Got Mastery Exhaustion, Mastery Daredevil, Mastery Insult, and Mastery Frenzy. So he is going to pump out the damage. Knowledge of Mordheim Basic. Resilient Basic. I fear we've just seen... again, this could be a weakness for him. You could take Elven Wine, but... we saw Dig has a really cool crit Skaven Rat, so you could crit this guy and knock him out, and he would be stunned. He has poor stun resistance. That's what's hard about the Executioner. I've built one, and it's hard to cover all of this. He could be headshot, he could be crit. Gotta worry a bit about magic. He's awkward. That's why he kind of had that stuff buffed. Mastery Hardy, all the other impressives we're seeing around 700, you know, a lot of them, some of them, that's even with Mastery Hardy. And then he's got Weak Spot, which is a passive dodge bypass, and then Bull Charge, probably because it's free, so why not? So definitely the damage dealer of the team. So that's Lord Ramon's Witch Hunters, very cool. We'll see another one of the Witch Hunters later. I think it's Tin, I believe, is playing them. And yeah, see you out there on the mean streets of Mordheim, Lord Ramon, and good luck for the Witch Hunters.